Hey, I'm Stephen Campbell, and we're here with one more reason to visit Jackson County at Southern Fields Brewing with owner Brian Walker.
Hey, Stephen, how's it going?
Man, it's going good. What a cool place you have here, man.
Thanks, man. We worked a lot on it, a ton.
It's great, man. Tell me about the history of this place. So this is kind of been in your family since the very beginning. When was this building established?
Yeah, the building was built in, construction was 1899, and it opened in 1900. It was a bank, the Central State Bank. It made it almost through the Depression, but it folded in 1929, and our cousin, Pat Gilbert, bought it in 1931. He had his hardware store in here until 1953 when he passed away. And after that, the building was just used as a hay barn, just to store hay. And it had been boarded up for over 50 years. And my dad and my couple family members, we all got in here and we got to work on it about 2 years ago and brought it back to life. And here's what it is now.
So you're still storing crop in here today then?
Well, in a way we are. In a way, we're taking grain and we're putting it in a glass.
Yeah, you bet, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I walk in here and I see these old pictures. You know, we've talked about it, and first glance you just think, oh, cool, old cool pictures of. But those are actually family members.
Yeah, a lot of them are family members. The one over my shoulder here was my granddad. He was a county commissioner in the 50s and 60s. And actually, he got the vote passed so they could sell beer in Jackson County. It was completely dry before then. Over this shoulder was Miss Campbellton, 1962. The reason that means a lot is Campbellton only had a beauty pageant 1 year at their school. And we got the queen right here.
Wow.
We've got some other pictures of other family members and also people of the community back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Pictures of this building and street scenes from Campbellton. You know, it was a bustling town back then, but like a lot of towns, rural towns in the South, when big highways come through, locations change and it kind of dwindled off. But we hope to be something to bring people back to this area.
I think so, man. I think it's a really cool place, and it sounds like this building is an anchor.
It is.
Inside of Campbellton.
It really is. We've had a lot of people that grew up in this town, older people that during construction and even now they peek their head in and tell me, I grew up here all my life and I never got to see the inside of this building. Thank you so much for what you've done. And a lot of them were scared we were going to knock it down when they saw people working on it. But no, we just wanted to put some life back in it.
Well, you have done that, man. It's got a whole, I didn't see it before, of course, but it's dang sure got a cool atmosphere all the way around it. So you
Thanks,
got
man.
the big Southern Fields Brewing painted on the backside there, letting everybody know what it is.
We have an awesome mural on one side that came from a grant from the Tourist Development Council. We've got a great one here in the county, and we were able to put a mural about what all Jackson County is and what it means to us on the back side of the bank, and that brings in a lot of business. The highway we're on, 231, is the main corridor getting to the beaches, so we get a lot of traffic from Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and we get a lot of people stopping just because of that mural. And then they get to come in here and see this beautiful building and learn about us and learn about craft beer and what we're doing here, and it just all ties in nicely together.
Oh, it's great, man. It's great. All right, Brian, so as a young boy, what were your first memories of this building?
Well,
and what age and year was that?
Yeah, let's see. This would be back in the early 80s. My cousin, Sarah Gilbert, she lived up here. She was older, and I used to come spend some weeks during the summer with her. And I would always play out in the field around the building, and it was boarded up at that time. And I begged and begged and begged to get in here, but she never would let me. But one day, somebody was over here helping her clean up, and he pried the plywood off, and it was like, I don't know, I grew up with Indiana Jones, and I felt like I was exploring, And so I got to come in this building, and it was in rough shape. It was in rough shape, but it was just neat to finally see something that old, and through a young kid's eyes, and then cut to 30 something years later, to get to take that plywood off for good.
Yeah.
And to get to just clean out the old and bring back what it was. It's a great feeling.
You bet. Yeah. It kind of took you back to that day and time when you first got in here.
It really did. It really did. And everybody always asks, did you find the safe or was there a vault in here? No, we didn't. We found where it's set. They had reinforced the concrete in the back of the bank so they could put a heavy safe on it, but it was gone, long gone by then. We did, when digging around the back steps, I found a dime from 1919, so that was kind of fun.
Wow.
But other than that, just some little stuff during construction, bottle caps under the floor, obviously, that the guys, that were building it, on lunch break, sitting in here drinking a Coke or something, and other little things. But
So from that 30 years ago, from the first time of breaking through and checking it out, it hadn't been anything in 30 years.
No, and even before that, I think they stopped storing hay in here probably the early 80s, and so it was, when I say rough shape, it was rough shape. And then we pulled the plywood off the building, off the windows, or what was left of windows, in 2019, in February of 2019. And we worked fast for a small little crew of us, and we were ready to open the doors in March of 2020, just a little over a year of putting it together, and COVID hit.
It's a rough time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a heck of a time to open a business this past year. But then we got to open the doors in June, and we were open for 3 wonderful weeks, and they shut down the state again. So we were shut down again for 2 months, and finally we reopened, and we've been open ever since. And the public in the area, they've been great, very supportive. We've actually gone into distribution now, so we're selling our beer as far east as Tallahassee, and we're all down the beaches, Panama City Beach, St. George Island, Port St. Joe, even as far over Walton County, 30A, which is a very nice area. We've got accounts down there. And luckily enough, we've been able to open up across state lines now. We've got distribution up in Alabama. We're Dothan, Enterprise, Opelika, and by the fall we'll be up in the college towns, Tuscaloosa and Auburn. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exciting stuff.
Man, so that's a long journey, to work that hard to get somewhere, get shut down, and just a lot of pushing through the adversity.
A lot of back and forth, I think anything worth doing, though, it's going to be hard, and there'll be some pushback.
That's right. And
we stayed with it.
That's right. That's right. It goes back to the old 10,000 hour rule.
That's right.
Put 10,000 hours in and you'll be successful.
That's right.
So revert back to the 1919 dime that you found out there.
Yeah.
So what do you have in here that as like decor, or any kind of repurposed furniture, use the wood? From what's in here today that besides the walls that
that was in here before? There are 2 tables that were original in the bank that were in here. Counting tables is all I can figure there for, a long one, and then we've got a medium-sized one. The building itself actually had a loft in the back. A lot of it was rotten, and we wanted to get the ceiling height, so we tore it out. But what we could save, we pieced back together, and we made some tongue and groove tabletops that are here in the building. In the taproom side and the brewery side, all the wooden walls are actually from trees that were downed on our farm during Hurricane Michael. We milled out all those ourselves and put up all the wooden walls. And I think one of my favorite things is the bar top we've got in there. The back of the bank here had a wooden floor, and it was rotted out. And so we tore it off, but the timbers underneath were still good, the floor joists that supported it all. So it was old heart pine, and we took it out and we cleaned it up a little bit and put it on that bar. So that bar top was cut into those.
It's a beautiful bar.
Yeah, thank you. It was cut into those boards 130 years ago, and it probably came out of a heart pine this big that was 250, 300 years old itself. So
Wow.
we like to joke that we might have the oldest bar top in Florida.
It might not be a joke.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
I mean, think about that next time you're having to be here at Southern Fields Brewing.
Yeah, yeah.
Resting on a 300-year-old
300-year-old piece of pine.
Yeah,
That's right.
no joke. So tell me a little bit about Southern Fields Brewing. You've got the outside area, you've got the inside, you've got the brewery where you're actually making the beer.
That's right.
You got the bar. What do you guys got going on through the weekends typically?
Sure. Monday through Wednesday, we are closed. That's when we're in here working and brewing. You got to do a lot of work, and it's long days to get ready for the weekend and get ready for all the beer that we're sending out through distribution. We open up on Thursdays at 3 o'clock. We have trivia Thursday nights. That gets a big crowd in here. And then Friday and Saturday, we always have live music. Sometimes it's solo artists. A lot of times it'll be a full band. That usually starts around 7:30 at night in our courtyard, our beer garden, which is a pretty big beer garden. It's really deceptive. We've got a real nice stage out there as well as an outside bar. We've got 23 taps here at Southern Fields, so the possibility to have 23 different craft beers on. Currently, we are brewing 10 of our own that we have all the time. And we like to bring in some ciders and some other stuff for people that, don't typically like craft beer, or they're new to it and they need a little introduction and phasing in. And for those that don't like beer at all, we have wine, full wine list. We always host food trucks because you got to eat when you're drinking. And so we'll bring in a different food truck every Friday and Saturday, and they'll be here all day. We've pulled from the area. We've pulled as far away from Tallahassee and Niceville and Pensacola trucks that want to come and set up here for the weekend. It's a family-friendly atmosphere. We've got a lot of yard games outside for kids, and people bring, their entire families, and they set up out here for a nice afternoon or night. And there's a little something for everyone. There's music, there's food, good craft beer, games. It's an all-around fun place, and we wanted to gear it towards families. We want everyone to come and everyone to feel safe and have a good time. Yeah. It's all about the community.
Yeah, I mean, you're a family man, you're a community man, and you know what, what the people want. I think.
We always talked in planning this, and it's like a lot of our friends have kids and young kids, and you can't take a young kid everywhere. So we're like, well, where can you take them? What's an environment that would be safe and fun for them and fun for mom and dad, and so that's what we've tried to cultivate and try to do here.
That's great, man. I think that's you've got it all right there. I think. So 30 years ago, you broke a board back in this building, looked through it, walked around, kind of Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
Was it then you had the vision for Southern Fields Brewing?
No. I don't know what I wanted to do with it. I just thought as a kid it was the neatest thing, to see something this old and to know how much history has passed through this building. People had their savings in here, farmers, teachers, people in the community, and generations had passed through here. So it was just really neat for me to step foot in here. As far as having a vision on what I was going to do with it, or if I would be able to do something with it, no. But who knows where life is going to take you? And
that's no kidding. So, what was the inspiration behind creating Florida's first craft brewery?
We joke that we are Florida's first craft brewery because as you're coming into the state from Alabama, we are 3 minutes into the state. So technically, we are the first brewery they're going to come to.
That's right.
Yeah, and on this highway, like I talked about, this is the main corridor coming into the state for all the Panhandle beach traffic. So we get a ton of visitors passing through, and
great way to start your vacation.
It is. You can get something, we can package it up for you, you can take it down to the beach or the lake or wherever you're headed and have a good time and taste something that's local and taste something that's Florida made.
Awesome. So you can package and
We can, yeah. We have what's called a crowler machine, and it's basically a can seamer, and we can pour any draft that we have for you in a big can and put a lid on and seal it so it looks like any can you're going to get in the grocery store anywhere, a 6-pack, but it's twice as big. So they do really well in coolers. They stay fresh for a couple weeks. People love to just throw them in a bag and take them with them, and yeah, we can do that for you.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the process of making beer.
Sure.
So where does it start? How long does it take? I mean.
Okay. Beer is mostly made out of malted barley. And malting is a process of where they basically kiln dry the grain. So a lot of these grains are coming from the Midwest, Canada, and they're shipped down, and we get them from a distributor. And so it really starts with the water. You're going to run in water, and then when you get it to the right temperature and fill, you're going to dump the right amount of grain, circulate that on itself. After a while, you move it to the kettle. It's going to boil for, depending on recipe, anywhere an hour, a little more, a little less. Then you're going to cool that down, and you're going to transfer it into what's called a fermenter. And basically that's just a huge stainless steel vessel. And when it's there, you're going to do what they call pitching, or putting in the yeast. And what the yeast is going to do is interact and eat all those sugars. And some recipes as little as 10 days to 2 weeks. Some recipes till they finish out can be up to 6-8 weeks. But at the end of that process, you've got beer. Now, a typical brew day for us when we're doing a single batch is going to be about 8 or 9 hours. It's labor intensive, but it's a lot of hurry up and wait. It's all time and temperature and, getting the feel of it.
Everything's got to be right, I imagine.
It's got to be really precise. People think it's a lot of action and go, 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 but to be honest, it's a lot of waiting and slow. A lot of cleaning.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. So how long did it take Southern Fields Brewing to come up with their recipe?
We're fortunate enough, our head brewer, Brantley, he's from the area, actually, born and raised. We reconnected after years, knew that we were both, wanting to do something like this, and he had been a home brewer for about 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, so he had tried his hand for a long time at this, perfecting some recipes or getting them where he wanted them, and now he's doing it on a large scale. And for a lot of people.
Wow. It's crazy how kind of everything comes full circle.
Yeah. To be honest, we played Little League Baseball on the same team.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've known each other a long time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when can people come in here and have a beer from Southern Fields Brewing?
Yeah, we're open Thursday through Sunday to the public. Thursdays we open at 3. Friday and Saturdays we open at noon. And Sundays we do a little afternoon, 1 to 7. They can always expect cold quality Florida craft beer in here, as well as a full wine list. We have a lot of games outside for the kids, a huge, safe, enclosed beer garden. We also host food trucks every Friday and Saturday. So people have a little bit to eat, while they're drinking. And we always switch that up, so it feels like a new place every weekend, different food. We're a big proponent of live music. We've got a lot of talented bands and acts that come through, and every Friday and Saturday night we've got something live on the stage out here for you. Starts around 7:30 usually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you've got a little bit of everything.
A little bit of
No matter
everything.
what you like, you're going to find something here you like.
Yeah, hopefully so.
So Brian, you're local.
Yeah.
What's it mean to you to be able to be the presenting partner of the Premier Bulls Tour Finals coming to the Jackson County Agricultural Center?
It's an honor. It's awesome. I love Jackson County. I always knew I was going to live here, retire here. I'd be here forever. And to see an event of this scale come to the area just means a lot. The talent of these riders, the quality of the event. And so when I got the opportunity to talk to you and get Southern Fields involved in it, I was on it from moment go. We're all about community and family, and we feel that your organization and this event is the same. It feels great to be hand in hand and working hand in hand with
It does. I mean, when goals align and you kind of how you see things.
Yeah.
And talking a little bit about that, I mean, if it weren't for, businesses like yours to support bringing an event like this in so that the community could have entertainment at a lower ticket price. I mean, ticket prices could be up to $200 if it was dependent on tickets to fund the event, you know?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there are certain things that you want to align yourself with as a small business owner. And like I've said, something to this scale and coming to Jackson County and just offering a family-friendly atmosphere and to see the talent, we had to jump at the chance.
You bet, man. And we're glad to have you. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better presenting partner than Southern Fields Brewing. So the event's on May 14th and 15th.
Yep.
At the Jackson County Agricultural Center in Marianna, Florida. But before that even comes, on Thursday night, May 13th at 6 p.m., we're going to have the Pbt Awards Banquet here at Southern Fields Brewing. That is an exciting event in itself. If you want a VIP experience, this is it. All 30 bull riders is going to be there. The stock contractors, the guy that own the bulls, bring the bulls in, the entertainer, the announcer, everything that is going to be there that you're going to be watching compete is going to be right here inside Southern Fields Brewing. We've got some awards that we're going to hand out that's been won throughout the year. The Stock Contractor of the Year, the Buck and Bull of the Year, a lot of different things. But it's going to be a really cool experience for the fans, and to be able to get to see and visit, and you know, who knows, you might have some future bull riders that come to there and you know, meet somebody, and who knows, future contractors, future bull owners, who knows what you may have. But I do know you will have a good time.
That's right. That Thursday night event's going to be fantastic. So Thursday we've got live music and food, and you know, meet and greet. They're going to be able to meet everyone involved with the rodeo. It's going to be a huge night.
Great time. Not only do we have a chance for you to meet and greet, you know, the live music and those things, but the fans can actually be a part of the action and compete themselves.
Tell me about it.
The Calcutta, the PBT Finals Calcutta. So the riders are going to compete Friday, Saturday night. There'll be a one round. The first round will be Friday. The second round will be Saturday. The top 10 riders go back to the short round on Saturday night following round 2. And then you've got an average champion, a champion of the whole event, okay? So they're going to win for each one of those places. Well, the fans can too. So we're going to actually auction off riders in the Calcutta in pairs. So when you buy a pair, you're actually going to have 2 individual chances at winning. Highest bidder wins that pair. Money goes into a pot, and then each round, if your rider wins, you win.
That's awesome.
And it's a really cool experience to be a part of. So tickets to that awards banquet here at Southern Fields Brewing on Thursday, May 13th are going to sell fast. So make sure you get yours today at premierbull.com.